2.5 million years ago, in the dust of what's now South Africa, a 3-year-old child was playing near the mouth of a cave. There were no lions in the grass, no leopards in the shadows. To any observer, the coast was clear, but the danger didn't have a sound. It came from directly above, hidden in the glare of the midday sun. An African crowned eagle, a bird with a 6-foot wingspan and talons designed to crush the skulls of monkeys, dropped out of the sky like a stone. It snatched the child, and in a flurry of feathers, the child was gone. For decades we found the fossilized remains of this child, known famously as the Taung child, and we blamed leopards. It made sense, right? Big cats eat humans. That's the story we've told ourselves forever. But when scientists finally put that skull under a modern microscope, they found something chilling. There were puncture marks on the top of the eye sockets and beak-shaped scooping damage on the sides of the skull. It wasn't a cat, it was a bird. This isn't just a sad story, it's the ultimate proof of a truth we hate to admit. For most of our history, we weren't the kings of the jungle, we were the snack. If I ask you right now to name the single biggest killer of humans in our history, where does your brain go? Great white sharks? Grizzly bears? Cobras? In the mid-1900s, we had a name for this fascination with our own danger. The killer ape hypothesis. It was this massive ego trip. The theory was that humans evolved to be violent, bone-cracking, skull-smashing killers from day one. It's a theory that makes us feel powerful. It suggests that violence is baked into our DNA because we were the ultimate alpha of the savannah. But then, the data started coming in. Researchers began looking at thousands of fossilized bones from our ancestors, and the patterns were all wrong. Hunters usually leave behind piles of bones from other animals. But in the sites where our ancestors lived, we weren't finding human-made trash heaps. We were finding human bones that had been chewed on. Think about the physical reality of an early human. You don't have claws. You can't run 40 miles per hour. You can't fly. You are basically a slow-moving, high-protein snack that couldn't fight back. This shaped our entire psychology. It's the reason we're still afraid of the dark. It's the reason your heart rate spikes when you hear a floorboard creak at 3 a.m. We are the direct descendants of the humans who were the best at running away. Let's look at our primary nightmare, the leopard. Leopards have a very specific, very clever habit. Because they aren't the biggest cats on the block, they have to hide their food from lions and hyenas. Their solution? They drag their kills high up into the branches of trees. Over the next few days, as the leopard eats, bones and scraps eventually fall out of the tree. In ancient Africa, these trees often grew near the mouths of sinkholes or cave entrances, because that's where the water was. For a long time, archaeologists found these massive piles of human bones inside caves and thought, wow, this must have been a sacred burial site. Nope. Modern science showed us the truth. These caves weren't temples. They were just the trash heaps at the bottom of a leopard's favorite lunch spot. One of the most famous skeletons in history, the Turkana boy, lived 1.5 million years ago. His bones show the exact trauma of a leopard attack. He was caught, carried, eaten, and dropped. For millions of years, our ancestors lived in a state of constant, paralyzing fear of the trees. Every rustle of a leaf could be the end. But then, something shifted. We didn't get bigger teeth, and we didn't grow claws. Instead, we did something much more dangerous. We got smart. We figured out fire. We started making tools. But the real superpower was group coordination. A leopard is a solitary hunter. It's terrifying, but it's just one animal. A group of 20 humans wielding fire and sharpened sticks is a nightmare even a lion won't mess with. We solved the big predator problem. We built walls. We built cities. We pushed the lions and the eagles to the very edges of the map. We stopped looking at the trees for danger. And that is exactly when the real killer moved in. Because while we were busy looking for eyes in the dark, the real threat was already in the room with us. It was too small for a spear to hit, and it didn't care about our fire. The mosquito. It sounds like a joke, doesn't it? A creature that weighs less than a raindrop is more dangerous than a 500-pound cat. But the mosquito isn't just a bug, it's a biological delivery driver. When a female mosquito lands on you, she isn't just biting, she's performing a surgical procedure. She injects a cocktail of chemicals into your skin to keep your blood from clotting. And in that spit is the real monster, a parasite called Plasmodium. This parasite travels to your liver, multiplies by the thousands, and then explodes into your bloodstream to hijack your red blood cells. That's malaria. Malaria has been shadowing our species since we first walked upright. It likely dictated where early humans could live and where they couldn't. It has influenced the outcome of wars, the collapse of empires, and the genetic makeup of entire continents. Today, malaria still kills about 600,000 people every single year, mostly kids. If you add in dengue, yellow fever, and West Nile, the mosquito is responsible for nearly 1 million deaths annually. Compare that to the animals we're actually scared of. Sharks kill maybe 10 people a year. 10. You are statistically more likely to be killed by a falling vending machine than a shark. Even lions and crocodiles combined don't come close to the mosquito's daily body count. Now, you've probably heard the famous claim that mosquitoes have killed half of all humans who ever lived. It's a staggering thought. The idea that 54 billion people died from a bug bite. Honestly, we can't actually prove that. When historians try to do the math, they realize the records from 10,000 years ago just don't exist. It's a bit of an exaggeration. But here's the thing. Even if the number is only 20%, that is still billions of people. It still makes the mosquito the undisputed heavyweight champion of killing humans. It's not even a close race. There is something deeply humbling about this. We spent millions of years obsessed with teeth and claws. We built entire civilizations just to stop being prey. And yet, in the end, the deadliest animal in our history doesn't have any of that power. It doesn't need to be stronger than you. It just needs to be persistent and land on you when you aren't paying attention. We conquered the lions, we conquered the leopards, but we're still losing the war against a bug. Next time you hear that high-pitched buzz in your ear at night, don't just get annoyed. Give it a little respect. You're looking at the most successful predator in the history of the world. If you want to know what the deadliest human-made thing in history is, and trust me, it's not what you think, let me know in the comments and I'll break that one down next.